Hey yo, guys. My name is Sanele and I'm back again with another video. And in this video, we're exploring and we're diving deep down into 10 reasons why the poor get poor and the rich get richer. You understand? We just want to discuss that, and I hope you guys find value in the channel. I have to get enough energy so that I can share this. It's something that I researched. I've asked a few people that I know who are rich a few questions. Because obviously I've been poor myself. I'm no more poor. I'm not broke. I'm a rich guy who still has to go out there and get his money. So I'll give you guys 10 reasons why the poor get poor and the rich get richer. First reason, number one, unequal access to education. There is an inequality of access to education. The poor often lack access to quality education due to financial constraints, limited resources, and inadequate schools. This restricts the opportunity for skills development, higher paying jobs, and upward mobility. Meanwhile, the rich can afford top-tier education, giving themselves a head start in acquiring marketable skills and securing lucrative positions. So basically, just to summarize that, they're saying there's an equality of education. The poor get exposed to top educational structures and programs, whereas the poor will get education that's not that's well off. But obviously the government and the system is trying to give an equation on that, but it's always there. I mean, if you go to locations and observe the school and the teaching processes, it's different compared to private schools. So there'll always be that gap. So it's something that we cannot debate. So number two, limited opportunities. The poor frequently face a scarcity of well-paying jobs, especially in economies with high unemployment rates and limited economic growth. On the other hand, the rich have access to a broader network of job opportunities, often through personal connections and prestigious educational institutions. Again, summarizing that, the poor, like the job markets for the poor, because obviously they lack the skills and the knowledge and the abilities to do what the market requires. So obviously the kind of jobs that they are going to get, the poor is going to get compared to the rich, it's very, very different. But obviously, again, the system obviously is trying to balance that. Now you're getting people are given NSFAS, people have been given bursaries and stuff. So the system is trying to balance all that. So obviously, the poor now can go into the field of the marketplace and trying to fight and get the same job opportunities with the rich. So I'll say no. We're canceling number two because now opportunities now we can say opportunities now are fair. The field of the marketplace is fair. Obviously now they're talking about connections and stuff. Obviously if my father is rich and connected to rich people, I'll get access to much richer people. If my father is poor and have poor connections, obviously I'll get access to poor connections. But now again, that's where this thing of personal development comes in. So the more you read books, the more you connect with people you might be coming from a very, very poor background, but now because you are pushing yourself and developing yourself as a person, obviously you are going to get connections. Now we're moving to number three. They say lack of capital and financial resources. The poor often lack the financial means to invest in businesses, real estate, or stocks, which are avenues of generating wealth and passive income. The rich, on the other hand, have surplus capital that is have surplus capital that they can invest, generating further wealth through interest, dividends, and capital gains. So number three is basically talking about, all right, Okay, now ngizobingelela abantu. Alright, sure. So basically, it's talking about a lack of financial muscle. You know, obviously, if you don't have finance, you cannot invest. You are not exposed to different investment opportunities. So you get left behind. Whereas the rich can simply invest in dividends. They can simply invest in stocks. They can simply invest in real estate. And please, guys, I don't have enough money, but I've started my real estate license, and thanks God to that. I've woken up. You know, I'm trying to fight with the system. So that also, I'll say I agree and I disagree, because obviously you might not have enough capital, but you can push yourself to you know, having a fair play in the field of the marketplace, you know. But then again, here we're discussing 10 detailed reasons why the poor get poor and the rich get richer. So obviously lack of capital and financial resources is number 3. We're moving to number 4, which is systematic inequality and discrimination. That simply means deep-rooted societal inequalities and discriminatory practices can hinder the poor's ability to advance economically. Factors such as race, gender, and social class can limit access to opportunities, promotions, and equal pay. The rich, who often benefit from these systems, face fewer barriers and can exploit their privilege to accumulating more wealth. So basically, they're talking about the system. You know, how a system puts the richer on a first top class and the poor on a second top class. We're moving to number 4, limited access to financial services. That is, the poor often lack access to traditional banking services such as loans, credit cards, and investment opportunities. Without these financial tools, they are unable to start businesses, invest in education, or make long-term financial plans. The rich, however, have access to a range of financial services that can multiply their investments. That's straightforward, guys. Basically, they're just telling us about the financial services, how the rich they play with how the rich play with their credit scores. They're having a lot of investment opportunities. Obviously, let me tell you a story. You know, I literally got to know about credit scores. I think it was 2 months back. There's something that I wanted to buy for my mom, you know, and I've never, and it's not something that I support, you know, buying things on credit. But because there's something that I wanted to buy for my mom, and I had to go and ask about the credit, and literally my credit score was down. So they told me how to build it, you know, and the sister was very, very friendly with me and told me straight, you need to buy something that you can afford and pay to, you know, suddenly you can start off by maybe opening an account at a clothing store. Then every month you pay them small amounts. Obviously, your credit score will improve. So maybe whenever you want to buy that thing for your mom, then your credit score will pay. So I had to do it. There's certain things that most of the poor guys do have credit cards, by the way, but they don't know how to use credit cards to uplift themselves. They're just using credit cards to buy a damn shit, just to buy a Nike, I don't know, Nike or Jordans and stuff. I had no knowledge about credit scores, that it can help me whenever maybe I want to invest in something. You understand? So yeah, they're right on that. Let's move on to number 6. Number 6, it's saying inherited wealth and integrational advantage. So I'll try to explain this. They're saying wealth tends to be concentrated within families. You know, wealth, it stays in families, and the rich can pass down their assets and resources to future generations. It's a fact. The rich, those who have money, they pass it down. Generational wealth. You understand? Inheritance can provide a significant advantage. Facts, including access to quality education, business opportunities, and financial securities. That's fact. I cannot explain it. Self-explanatory. The poor, lacking this inherited advantage, struggle to break the cycle of poverty. Now I'll explain that. You know, coming from a poor background myself, you understand? Whereby whereby you still as a young man, you still have to go and fix your own background while you putting your life on pause so that you can go back, fix your background, then come back and continue. Time is going, you're growing up. Because you had no generational wealth, there was nothing that was passed down to you. I have to go back now and sort that out so that whoever is coming behind me don't have to sort it out. I have to sacrifice and sort that out. You understand? And there are a lot of different systems that you can use. You can either go to Forex, trust that whenever you receive your salary, you put small portion of your money into Forex, you trade, then you start getting your returns back. Fast, you can fix your background, then you move forward. It won't take much time, but studies, you have to study how to trade Forex and stuff. It's either you go into network marketing, you join a company that you trust that has the products that you can sell, takes a small portion of your money, you put it into network marketing, you promote, you build your team, you recruit, you sell, you get your own money, you fix your background, now you go, you're good to go. You understand? Now let's move to number 7. Remember, we're discussing 10 details reasons why the poor get poor and the rich get poor. Stay with me. Please subscribe to the channel. Number 7. They're saying tax policies favoring the rich. It's another fact. If you don't understand this, go read the book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Or just go follow Grant Cardone, the 10X movement. That the tax policies favoring the rich. It's a fact, guys. People who are rich are benefiting from taxes. Now let's explain that. In many countries, tax policies tend to favor their wealthy. It's a fact. Allowing them to retain a large portion of their income and wealth. It's a fact. This enables the rich to accumulate more capital and invest the wealth basically. Generating assets, they invest the wealth in different assets. Conversely, or on the other hand, the poor bear a disproportionate burden of taxes or lack the resources to optimize tax benefits. I'll explain that. I always tell you guys, I'm a student of success. I study successful people. And basically, this thing of playing tax is something that I'm very, very passionate about. I've been studying tax for some time now, and it's a fact that I have basic understanding now of how to play around with taxes. Obviously, I'm still working for somebody, but when I get there, I know what to do when the money comes in. So, the rich are benefiting from the taxes. They know how to use tax to generate more assets, whereas the poor don't know what to do don't know how to optimize and win the game of tax, of the tax policies. Now let's move to number 8. You might not agree with everything, with all the 10 points, but I'm 100% sure you'll get 1 or 2 things that you might say, oh, Sanele, you're right in that. If you do, subscribe to the channel. If you don't, guys, please share with other guys on the comment sections your top 5 maybe or 2 points why the rich get richer and the poor get poor, because it's something that's happening more especially from during the time of COVID. The rich got richer and the poor got poor from COVID until now. So let's move to point number 8. Market dynamics and economic concentration. Now what they mean by that is market forces, they often favor already wealthy people. The forces in the market, they'll favor the wealthy, leading to economic constraints. Now the poor are left behind. Large corporations and wealthy individuals can leverage their resources to dominate the market. Creating barriers to entry for smaller businesses and hindering competition. You understand? I'll repeat that. Market forces often favor the wealthy, people who are already wealthy, leading to economic constraints. Now the people who are poor cannot do anything. Large corporations and wealthy individuals can leverage their resources to dominate the market, creating barriers for small businesses to enter and actually a monopoly. They're creating a monopoly. This allows the rich to amass more wealth while limiting opportunities for the poor. Number 9, limited social safety nets. Limited social safety nets. Inadequate social safety nets what's this word here? Exacerbate, yeah. Inadequate social safety nets exacerbate poverty by providing insufficient support for the poor during times of economic hardships. You know, basically they're trying to say that the poor are not given enough, economic support during the time of hardship. Such as job loss, illness, or disabilities. When people lose jobs, there's not much that is being offered to the poor. You understand? Let's go on the other side. This lack of social safety net can lead to a downward spiral of poverty, while the rich can rely on their resources to weather financial setbacks more easily. I'll try to explain that because it was a bit, the words that they were using on that was not, I cannot pronounce all of them, but I do understand what I mean. Limited social safety nets, whenever something bad happens, like COVID happens, like, when COVID happens, when COVID happened, a lot of big businesses, they benefited, they were given grants. Some of them, obviously, they had to do fraud and all that. The guys and girls who are working for those businesses here, they were told to go home. Some of them were given UIF. It was very, very depressing. It was a very, very depressing time for the world. And I speak of my brothers from Africa, in South Africa, who are coming from nothing. I was part and parcel of those guys. I was working for a company, and the following day when this COVID thing came, we were literally told to not come back to work. They'll call us when to come back. Remember, you were saving a small portion of your money. You were not aware that COVID was going to happen. Basically, you had nothing. So now, imagine not having anything, and now they're pushing you into expense mode and fear mode. Because you have to buy food. There's no food that will just come without you having to spend money. You spend the money that you were saving, because now, remember, there's no money coming in, because now you're not going to work. Even if they were paying us a small portion of our salaries. Basically, maybe they were paying us less than 50% of our salaries because we were not working. Some of the guys and girls out there who had good managers were being paid their full salaries. But for some of the companies, it's politics and all that. We're not given all their salaries. Now, inequality. People who are rich, they benefited, I don't know how, during the time of COVID, because they were paid. Companies were paid so that they don't shut down and stuff. And all that was basically a recession. In recession, companies win. Guys who are rich, they win. And people were willing, now the rich now, they were willing to invest because some of the things were going up now in terms of their stock market value and, so they were able to invest. Whereas on the other side, the poor were not able to invest because we were like on a mode of being scared now. We had nothing to do. And now that's where this downward spiral of poverty comes in. Poverty went up, the richer got richer. It's a fact. Now let's move to the last point, guys. Number 10, knowledge and information gaps. Knowledge and information gaps. The poor often lack access to information about financial literacy, investment strategies, and wealth building opportunities. I cannot explain that. They may not be aware of available resources, government programs, or financial planning tools that can help improve their economic situations. But I'll disagree with government programs because as much as I might talk, about the government, but obviously the government is trying to come up with strategies and solutions on how to level up the game. But obviously they'll not, because remember, it's the marketplace. Capitalism will always work. That's why I'm a big fan of capitalism. Now let's move on. The rich, having better access to information and networks, can make informed decisions and enhance their wealth accumulation. It is important to note that these reasons are generalized and not applied to every individual or situations. They are generalized and they did not apply to every individual or in situations like myself. They don't really apply to me, but they apply to, I'll say, 90% of the population who are poor. It's a fact. People who are not aware of what's happening in the marketplace. Social and economic mobility is a complex issue influenced by influenced basically by many factors. Hope you find value in whatever I was sharing with you guys. Please subscribe to the channel. I'll keep on coming here and sharing my thoughts and views with you guys and my research with you guys. The channel is growing. My name is Sanele. Please subscribe, guys. Please subscribe, guys. And if you think you are poor, please remember, it's a mental state. You can just change it now. You can change it tomorrow. You are not poor. You are rich. You just have to go out there and get your money. We are all rich. We just have to go out there and ask questions. Who has my money? There is somebody out there who have my money. Who has your money? So our job and duty is to go out there and get our money. Not drugs, not doing illegal stuff, but let us go there, use our strengths, our skills and stuff to get our money so that we can all be in the same playing field, just like the other guys who are rich. We all want to be rich, guys. I want to be rich. I'll be rich. You know, for me, after 5 years, I'll watch this video and be like, hey, Sanele, you were sharing some knowledge with the guys. Hope they took value from whatever you were sharing. And guys, I love you all, man. My name is Sanele. Please subscribe to the channel.